Namaste again, soul family, sky goddess, and continuing from that previous video. Okay, I want to go back to so there's a 12-year cycle pattern here. Okay, that creates an overall landscape of what spirit is trying to accomplish here, that spirit will accomplish here. Okay, and so all right, at the end of 2019, people began speaking about spirituality, speaking about subconscious feelings and memories, and there were a lot of past life regression coming to the surface. And at the end of this particular 12-year cycle, that's the second 12-year cycle of this 12-year landscape, which will end 2031. People will not just be speaking about spirituality, but will be spiritually minded. Okay, so that Neptune in Virgo can also be translated to Mercury in Pisces. Okay, the thoughts are gonna be in that frequency, the frequency of Neptune. Okay, spirituality and the subconscious. So there's gonna at the end of this 12-year cycle, people are gonna be knowledgeable where spirituality and the subconscious is concerned, and that is the overall achievement here. So we've got the pupil, okay, the hermit, and we've got the teacher. Okay, that is the pattern. Let's go back to the systems, okay, that we can expect to see changes occurring within and without. So I think I did make mention of the ending of the previous cycle is usually an inspiration, okay, to the one that is beginning. Okay, so a shift in the subconscious of the mass, the tribe of humanity, people speaking their truth, speaking from their subconscious, speaking more about spirituality, being spiritual beings having human experiences. So the more we rise frequency wise, the more we ascend, is the more is revealed to us, because to whom much is given, much is expected. And certain levels of knowledge is only open to those who have achieved a certain or attained a certain frequency lifestyle. So I also spoke about Aries in the moon, new beginnings, where our emotions are concerned, or the self, the feelings, the emotions, and how we express them. And with the COVID-19 pandemic, which was I consider purely genius by the Great Spirit to put into place these series of events that will bring about that beautiful, satisfactory end that the Great Spirit is going to achieve here. And therefore I say we do have free will, but to what extent? So traditions are changing, cultures are changing, standard of beauty, the standard of beauty is going to change. Okay, we've got Venus in the sun, and we know that the sun, that's Leo frequency, and that's also black people. Okay, the melanated people who rule the sun. Because we know that melanin is protection from the harmful rays of the sun, whilst taking in all that lovely, beautiful frequency. So the family system, definitely amongst many others, is and will continue to be changed, throughout this 12-year cycle. The ultimate lesson of this 12-year cycle is to shift the subconscious and belief system. Once again, system, okay? It's all about systems, whether it's a spiritual system or a physical one, okay? Okay, so there's a shift because there needs to be one that is less judgmental, and one that is more readily, open to give and to help. That's Virgo frequency. So the mind of the people, the subconsciousness of humanity needs to shift to not a receiving mentality but a giving mentality, a new mindset, way of life stemming from a shifting in consciousness. Okay, as year 2031, at the end rather, the subconsciousness of humanity will be in the frequency of the hermit. Transitions, okay? The hermit deals with transitions, okay? Thinking, analyzing. Also, humans will be more, open to studying and higher learning. People will speak less and they will listen more. That's the frequency of the hermit. I feel, at the end of this cycle, it's not going to be all talk. Okay, because whilst the hermit is sort of dormant or docile, it is not. Okay, it moves in silence. So people are going to be more doers than speakers. Okay, Gemini is mostly words, not much action, but Virgo, is the worker. Okay, so Taurus is work, Virgo is the worker. Okay, El Capitan is the CEO, the boss. So we see systems already changing. Okay, schools have been changed, churches, banks, government agencies, I said that, immigration, okay, hospitals, okay. The family, again, I will say, has changed immensely, in terms of losses, separation, reconciliations. All that were fixed norms have been, lifted out from, under our feet. Life is no more the same. Nature is forever changed. And Taurus, that is, nature frequency, earth frequency, nature. Leo, that is change. Aquarius, that is sudden, unexpected change. But this change have, we've been expecting it, we've been expecting it. It is a timely change. Okay? Ways in which the family system is being impacted, along with their socio-economic statuses, their prestige, and their prestige, okay? More and more family, more and more people, especially our children, are forced to stay home. Okay, that's that moon in Aries. There has been a great decay in the family system. Okay, and I spoke out about that many times last year. And spirits in charge, not scientists, activists, or economists, okay, of how, this and every other system will be mended, because there's a decay in, the whole matrix. The family will be a prime entertainment factor, the main source of passion, excitement, and joy. There will also be much prestige. And let me just say this, there will be much passion for the things of the past. People will begin to value time more than ever. Okay, that's the frequency that we're also under. Ox frequency 5. That's, Venus, Taurus being affected by the sun. Okay, so a lot of passion is going to be, directed towards also nature, natural beauty. Okay, it's not the time of fakeness. That's, authenticism. Being authentic that's all about the age of Aquarius. That's what we're under. And like Aquarius, Taurus is, they like that natural beauty, the nature kind of beauty, that hippie kind of beauty. Okay, and so we're under that frequency in which we are going to be more passionate and attractive towards that natural beauty, that natural way of life. Yeah, that's Taurus frequency. So there's a change to the value system. What is the norm and what is the standard of beauty, the new standard of beauty, because that too is being changed. There will also be much prestige and value placed upon our children, as children will now be teachers guiding us adults towards our inner child. Though a year of wanting to have children, the energies are not pleasantly conducive to procreation. Let me say that, because Taurus is also drought. Okay, it is the driest, no, I'm not gonna say the driest of the earth signs, because El Capitan, that's the concrete jungle. Okay, there are not many trees, but for the season that the frequency of Taurus dominates, it's a dry season, especially in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah. Okay, Taurus, is also ruled by the goddess Demeter, the goddess of loss. Okay, so a year of miscarriages and barrenness or infertility. Okay, not because you feel for something you're gonna give into it. That's a what you call it. Damn, I lost that word. Okay, I don't want to use fetish. That's too sexual. But you're not gonna give into the craving. Okay, the urges. It's so that you appreciate those bearing that frequency even more. So it is a year to appreciate our children. It is a cycle for that, for us to appreciate everyone from every walk of life. The younger people, the little people have been outcast, ostracized, ignored for too long. And we don't need to do much, even us as activists, because the spirit is always in charge of how that takes place. Okay, so there is gonna be also a great change to the workforce. We've already seen that. Okay, in a way it's gonna be beautiful, because people will be many people will be making ends meet or making money from their passions. That's that Leo frequency, that their hobbies. We see where people are being forced to be creative, to work from home. Okay, a lot of children will be at work with their parents. A lot of children are already at work with their parents. Okay, with schools being closed, daycare centers being closed. And a lot of children are going to be forced also to live with their grandparents for the same reason, for this season, as a matter of fact too. Okay, so values, and yeah, we see the values and tradition greatly being changed. Religions as well. Okay, the schools, the workplaces. being changed, and there is much fear surrounding this transition, but the ultimate goal, okay, Neptune in Virgo, Mercury in Pisces, analyzing, rethinking what we truly believe, taking into account all that has and will be experienced throughout this and those preceding cycles. Just as Leo pulls on its older frequency, Aquarius for change, Taurus too pulls on Scorpio for transformation and deciding, but also deciding through fear. Okay? So this year, you will all begin to value time. Okay? Death is your master. Death is a powerful transitioner, a powerful um, level or phase or frequency of the hermit. And people bow to death. Everyone bows to death. The great, the small, the wealthy, the middle class, the poor, the homeless. Everyone bows to death. I started a series on my podcast on Anchor FM, Sky Goddess Infinity. And I spoke about, I did the series Death is Your Master, which I was inspired from the Great Spirit to record. Please do go ahead and listen to my podcast. I feel like those recordings were made way ahead of their time. Thank you guys for listening to year in prediction, Ox frequency 5, using the Chinese zodiac. Namaste.